Alarming, menacing, grim. That's the kind of language being used by the British Chambers of Commerce to describe the outlook for businesses in the current economic climate. In its quarterly economic survey, the BCC says Britain is on the brink of recession, and it urges the Bank of England to consider an early cut in interest rates. Here's our money reporter, Bridget Nzeku.
Only 3 months ago, manufacturers like this lubricant company in Wolverhampton were the ray of light in Britain's faltering economy. Now the sector is in serious pain, leading the British Chambers of Commerce to use the R word for the first time. Recession, now a real danger, according to its survey of 5,000 businesses in all sectors across the country. In manufacturing, the slide towards a severe downturn is evident in the lowest level of sales and orders since 2001. Companies are expecting to have to cut jobs and shelve investment plans.
Business is based on confidence. We must not talk ourselves into recession, but the problem is out there on the ground there has been a very marked change over the last month, and businesses reporting through right across the board really quite dramatic changes in confidence and orders that are coming through to them.
That view underlined this morning in a trading statement from house builder Persimmon, describing the first 6 months of 2008 as undoubtedly the most challenging period in the company's recent history. With sales down 31%, Persimmon says it will axe 1,100 jobs by December in order to make savings of £65 million a year. Its competitors are faring just as badly. Taylor Wimpey has already announced 900 jobs to go, while Barratt Homes will lose 1,000. As consumers conquer their spending addiction and shun the shops, the impact on the services sector in the last 3 months has been immense. Today's survey says businesses in this part of the economy haven't been as pessimistic about profits since the end of 1990. And in the last year, shares in housing companies, retailers and banks have lost around half their value as they face the toughest trading conditions for almost 20 years. The British Chambers of Commerce says the service sector, including retail, hospitality industries and financial services, is suffering an alarming decline, with both domestic sales and orders at their worst levels since the 1990s recession. Until now, the service economy has seen continuous growth since 1992. That has not only come to an abrupt halt, but is going into reverse for the first time.
Recession is not inevitable. It's a very big risk. There are two things which could potentially be done. The government could raise spending. The problem is they don't have much cash to do so. The Bank of England, of course, could cut interest rates, but they're constrained by the fact that inflation is very high. And also, if they do cut interest rates, the impact on the economy takes a long time to come through.
Adding to the dilemma for the Bank of England's Monetary Policy Committee, which makes its next decision on interest rates on Thursday, today's survey shows a majority of businesses planning to put up prices as they cope with rising costs. Even so, business is urging the Bank of England to resist what it claims are misguided calls for higher interest rates and instead cut rates as early as possible to boost the economy.
Bridget Nzeku, well, it's been a bad morning on the markets with a sell-off of shares on Wall Street last night spreading to London. The combination of that and the gloomy Chambers of Commerce report has sent the FTSE tumbling. A short time ago, the index of 100 leading shares was down by 115 points. Well, joining me now is Andrew Teacher from the British Property Federation, who represents a lot of the big investors and people who build Britain. Well, do you agree with the basic analysis of the British Chambers of Commerce?
I think we're in danger of talking ourselves into a recession. I don't think there's anything to be gained by scaremongering, and I think we need to really look at the evidence we have right now and look at solutions to fix things and actually improve the situation that we've got.
So we're not on the brink of recession according to your sector, is that what
I
you're
don't
saying?
think we are, no.
Despite all these job losses in different house building companies and house building freezes, property deal freezes all over the sector?
What we're seeing, I mean, property, like many things, is cyclical. What goes up does come down, and we are in the downward part of the cycle at the minute. But things will get better, and I think it's worth bearing several things in mind. So we've had a lot of free lending from the banks over the last few years, which has got us in the position we're in. We've had a housing boom. We've had a lot of people recklessly spending off the back of that. But house prices going up and down don't make a difference to you if you're not planning on moving. If you're in a property for 10 years, 20 years, house prices going up by 10, 20% going down.
That's not quite relevant to what we're talking about right now, though, which is the British economy going into recession? Or
no. we're not on the brink of recession right this minute, and I think we are in danger of scaremongering and talking ourselves into one.
But on what basis are you saying we're not on the brink of recession? If confidence is falling, people can't borrow, so people aren't spending, retail sales are way down, house building is way down. I mean, on what basis are you saying we're not heading for recession?
Well, we've still got growth, and people still have jobs. We are still seeing development take place. Certain areas are being hit, but you know, in terms of the house building sector particularly, you know, we are seeing a retraction there because of the way lending has gone over the last few years.
Do you think there will continue to be growth throughout, even though it's falling at the moment?
It will be reduced, but it will continue. I mean, property will, you know, what's going down at the minute will go back up probably in about 2 years or so.
Okay. Andrew Teacher, thanks very much indeed. Now, the leaders of the world's richest nations have agreed to work toward a target